Hello, good morning, everyone. This is Estefania James. I'm part of the rotation policy team efforts at our school. We've been working very hard for the last 6 months, and this is our first initial presentation. Our goal in this brief meeting is to introduce you to the selected model that we're going to use for this implementation. The purpose is to make sure everyone feels part of this process. We count on each of you. So if you have any questions, feel free to write them down. And then at the end of this presentation, I will be more than happy, my team or myself, to answer any questions. So let me introduce you. This will be our enhanced retention policy. One of the things that we have identified when we did our needs of assessments within our school for the last 6 months was that there is approximately 75% of disconnection between each of the departments. What I mean by this is the Department of Academics, Registrar's Office, the Financial Aid Department, the faculty staff, the library, even admissions at some point when students are making decisions to change programs. We have identified that there is a disconnection. They don't talk each other. It's that everybody's trying to do the best, but not everybody knows what they're doing, and their efforts are missed. And by the time that we have the ability to find a solution or help the student stay or continue and graduate, the student already left. And helping them to return, it's become even more complicated and difficult. So the key features of this enhanced return policy is to use a predictive analytics, working with our financial assistants, provide counsel, build social engagement and well-being services through the student services departments, of course, have extremely clear communication among all the stakeholders. I refer our faculty, our staff, our students, the administrative, every single person here on campus has a role. There's going to be essentially 3 phases of implementation. The team integration will cover every single department. And when I say this, our stakeholders will be our campus president, directors of admissions, directors of financial aid, dean of academics, registrar's office, the bursar's office, the library, our student services, staff, faculty members, and of course, our active current students and those who are in the process of returning. There's going to be a specific and guided training for each of these faculty members and advisors and all the staff involved in this implementation. We're going to develop a specific communication materials so everyone feels very comfortable understanding these new resources available. In phase 2, which is essentially the policy launch, the campus-wide announcements. So one of the very first things that it would be very important is that the president or our deans of academics office will send an email with the specifics about the policy and communicate it through presentations at our faculty and staff meetings, as well as a post on our university website and our social media channels. Having a very well-structured, easygoing to navigate student orientation is so important. Orientation sessions will provide very detailed information to our new and returning students with information about this policy so we can have a very good reception and support from our students. Over here, you have a hyperlink that will connect you to the GPA student promo. This is our first initial effort, so you can take a look of that. I'm pretty sure you're going to enjoy it. It's under a minute, so it creates active participation to watch the whole session. Very engaging video. And the rotations advisors and peer mentors are very important because the university will appoint a specialized retention advisors and peer mentors who will be providing individualized assistance at risk students and prepare them to provide feedback. Phase number 3 is the post-launch follow-up. This is extremely important because there's going to be a huge amount of data that needs to be sorted out, and we need to classify in different models that would be essentially qualitative and quantitative. So we need to understand how to sort this material and how to put it in a way that we can monitor and create new evaluations. The feedback is essentially for this process because it's going to help us see those outcomes, such if there is an improvement in their GPA of our students, and what I'm really hoping to see if there is an impact difference in the higher graduation rates, which is, something that we really want to do. Now, to finalize this section, the feedback, this policy will undergo refinement through feedback collected from students, faculty, and staff using surveys, focus group sessions, and direct interviews that will help us ensure that we'll continue effectiveness through this process. The communication strategy for stakeholders, everyone is one important factor in this. Every single department will be having access to these new retention policy efforts through an app in their devices. So we need to make sure that faculty and staff understands that we need to know exactly how to navigate our students in case there is any assistance. Training is so important. The way that the software is designed is so friendly oriented, so it would be very easily to navigate and identify. Even if without no training, it will be naturally very easy to work around. The gateway to persistence and success GPS model. So let me show you a little bit of how is the navigation of this model. The main purpose is to boost retention efforts through interventions and real-time communication. What we have in experiences lately is that when students drop out from their school or their classes, it's too late to do anything at that point. Decisions has already been made, disappointments has already been capturing the feelings of our students. So if we do early interventions in real time, we're going to be able to overcome many things to develop. So in terms of functionality, we're going to be working in monitor the key metrics, for example, attendance, performance. There's going to be flags at risk for students automatically. It'll provide us customized intervention strategies and real-time app notifications. Over here in this very small menu over here, you see kudos. So if there is something that students are doing good in their assignments or their projects, professors can send them kudos that will pop on their apps on their phones, give them the sense of accomplishment and feeling very happy and excited about their assignments. Flags will also guide them into something is going on. These flags will populate in every single department of the faculties and staff, obviously the student as well. That will prompt them to ask for referrals for assistance, whether if it's tutoring, whether if it's student services, whether if it's something that happens at the financial aid process that will prevent them to continue attend. They're going to identify different models and things that will help them improve. If someone in each of the departments may have a question, they can raise their hands and that question will go through all the parties involved. There's going to be appointments already predetermined there so everyone can follow up and see how do they go. So this would really help the student to be integrated and every single stakeholder will be notified in real time. These personalized support resources will really make a difference in our students, and we're very positive of their improvements and in the increase of our retention efforts. All right, next, monitoring, tracking, and continuous improvement. Tracking success is very important in this integration of this new policy for our retention efforts. So monitor predictive analytical tools will help us identify intervention more effective, measure improvements in academic performance, determine how engaged are every single member of this integration, and identify and compare the retention rates. Definitely, we're going to continue needing ongoing adjustments. It won't be perfect at the beginning. It can be. It's something new, so we have to be ready for modifications and also ongoing adjustments. Collecting this feedback, it's very important with different sessions with the students, faculty, and staff, and continue, of course, refinements in the policy base. All right. Now it's time to get this done. I appreciate your patience. I know there's going to be a lot of questions. I have a specific detailed presentations how we're going to get started with the training, because that's the phase number one. And right now we're going to dedicate another 15 minutes for questions and answers. It's really good. We are very positive. I appreciate your attendance. By the way, there's some refreshments outside of the conference room. Let's get started with the questions. And thank you again.